Hi, I'm a soft skills trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development, and today's topic is tongue twisters to improve communication skills. Well, we use tongue twisters so that we are able to enunciate well, or we are able to speak clearly, especially if we are non-native, as in we don't have a native tongue. For example, English, it's not our native tongue, and yet we want to make sure that our pronunciation is right. We are able to enunciate the language correctly in order to speak good English. So let's discuss some of the things that we need to take care of. So how can we get better at enunciating something or pronouncing a certain language and use tongue twisters as its tools? Let's get started. Well, what are tongue twisters? Well, they are basically a set of words or phrases that are put together that generally rhyme with each other, so that when we speak them, we are able to enunciate and pronounce the language very clearly. So let's discuss some of the things that we need to consider when we are using tongue twisters as a communication tool. Let's get started. So how are tongue twisters really useful? Well, tongue twisters are not only fun games, but they also help people practice and enunciate. These days it is very easy when we actually use our computers and phones in order to get things done quickly. But one of the tongue twisters I really enjoy is the big black bear with the big black bug. Well, if you say it really quickly 10 times, it actually helps you see how well versed you are in pronouncing a certain language. What are the advantages of practicing tongue twisters? Well, the same effect that exercise has on our body, really. I could give you a long, boring explanation, but instead I will just give you a brief overview and I'll try to make it very simple. Sound is produced through air that is inhaled in our lungs. So imagine a pair of balloons inside your chest, and when you exhale through the vocal cords, they expand and they contract. So the term vocal cords is a bit misleading because people often visualize chords like the ones in a guitar. The quality of sound is determined by two factors, really: the resonators and the articulators. If you have a guitar, try placing a piece of cardboard under the strings and listen to the difference when you pluck the strings. So to produce good resonance, you need to learn how to breathe properly. That is what resonators are. And articulators are basically the palate, the teeth, the tongue and the lips. Now these are involved in articulation. You could produce good sounds, but nobody will understand you unless you articulate well. So tongue twisters exercise articulation. Try this one: pad, kid, poured, curd, pulled, cord. Now try this for 10 times without stopping and you will see how it helps you in articulation. If you practice random tongue twisters for 10 minutes each day, will it gradually get better at So if we practice tongue twisters like 10 minutes each day, will we gradually get better at speaking in general, or will we just become more experienced in the language? Well, if you are a non-native speaker, practicing tongue twisters will probably make you more relaxed and confident in mastering that second language. It can also be a tool that would help you improve and break the shackles that the first language imposes on your pronunciation and your inability to speak the other language, as in the second language. So do tongue twisters help us pronounce? If yes, then how? Well, yes, tongue twisters are a great way to practice and improve pronunciation and fluency. So as a rule, tongue twisters are phrases that contain many phonetically similar words. These words are often what we call minimal pairs, words whose pronunciation differs in only one sound. This helps people in understanding and differentiating similar sounds and pronounce them correctly. And they also strengthen and stretch the muscles involved in the speech. So these muscle exercises need to be done for clearer pronunciation and clearer speech patterns that help you rectify some of the hardest sounds for you. Like, for example, when we are speaking Hindi, there is no sound as zh in Hindi, as in measure, treasure, and pleasure. However, when you speak, when you get a native English speaker, sorry, however, when you get a native Hindi speaker to speak measure, he would call it mayer, treyer, player, and not measure, treasure, pleasure, because the zh sound is generally not used in Hindi language. So, is my inability to successfully complete tongue twisters a sign of low verbal IQ? A lot of tongue twisters are very tricky, so being able to say them right is more about practice than your innate abilities. So, here are a couple of my favorite tongue twisters. I slit a sheet I slit, upon a slitted sheet I set. And the other one is smart fella, fella smart, I smart fella, you fella smart. So the best way to actually deal with these kind of tongue twisters is to start really slowly and make sure that you pronounce every word correct. Start slow. Well, does practicing tongue twisters help me with stuttering? Well, have you seen that movie, The Prime Minister's Speech? It's a British movie in which there's a candidate, a presidential candidate who really stutters, and he's very scared of public speaking because he knows that he stutters and he cannot hold that particular position because people will make fun of him. And there are things that he uses, tools that he uses in order to make sure that he overcomes his speech inabilities. Well, this is the oldest trick in the book, and it can really help you with pronouncing the harder words that can help you speaking in general. The last one is, can tongue twisters help us improving English? Well, not exactly. Tongue twisters don't help you improve English, but they definitely help you improve your pronunciation and articulation. English language would require grammar, it would require other things, but tongue twisters are, no, they are not very effective when learning English. So these were the answers to how communication can be improved using tongue twisters. I hope you liked them. Thanks for watching. Bye now.